存在感を出してきていて、今年1年は僕はストリートファイターリーグに捧げようというふうに決心をして、あんまりその CPT の個人戦の CPT の方にはあんまり力は実際入れてなかったんですよ。ただ来る日もレシャーと一緒にチームのオフィスに行って2人で練習するっていうのを、本当にそれをずっと繰り返していた。一日も休まずに本当に繰り返していて、で個人戦の大会がジャパンプレミア開かれるってなった時も、実はなんかもう全然その自信とかなかったんですよ。その大会に向けて特に何かこれをやったとかっていうのは実際は意識してなかったんですけど、蓋を開けてみたらその決勝で僕とレシャー2人が
まあそういうこともあるよね、そのまま見ていきましょう。時々対するはレシャーへの行ってみましょう。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
SFL のためだけにもうずっと練習してた2人が結果的に残ったっていうのを、そういう結果になって、僕のこの1年のその立てた、目標というか誓いというか、 SFL で勝つとか、あとはそのチームリジェクトをどうやってもっともっとみんなに知ってもらうかっていうことをすごい注力してずっと動いてたつもりで、その大会に向けてものすごく頑張ったっていうのは正直これっぽっちもなかったんですけど。
Tokido is playing out of his mind. His eyebrows are easily 15 degrees lowered for the murder face. He's executed. He said the mantra. He's like, I'm here to win. So Shara's like, huh, that's pretty good.
やっぱなんかその日々のそのすごいレベルの高い練習だとか、あとはなんかそのチームのためにどうすればいいんだろうな。もちろん練習はするんですけど、練習するだけじゃなくて、どういうふうにこのチームをみんなに知ってもらえるかっていうふうに頭を使うっていうのが、結果的にそういう一つの大会においても、結果につながるというか。
Shard's now played perfectly. The drive impact actually is able to clip at that distance. Isn't able to get the neutral jump. Another drive impact, a sweat, and that's going to be a wrap. Tokido is going to hit him with a level 3 for the victory. He is your champion of CPT Japan.
なのでこの大会に勝利できた。
Yo, what's good, stream? I'm rooting for Wrong Crew Moyo. Who you got? Me, of course. Yo, Sensei Roku, what's good, man? Peach, how you doing? I'm responsive. Nemo. Did you sleep today? I took a nap, but it was pretty shitty. To be honest, it was not a very good nap at all.
そこまでなんかその気にしてなかったというか、あそこの決勝の舞台でちゃんと毎日取り組んでた2人が、志を同じくして取り組んでた2人がちゃんと結果を出せたっていうのが、一個なんか自分たちの取り組みって正しかったよねって、2人だけじゃなくてそのリジェクトっていう、チーム全体の頑張りだったんで、それが一個形に出せたのがものすごく僕にとって意味がある試合でしたね。
SNK is one of the most influential companies in fighting games, with over 40 years of history in the genre, spanning titles such as Fatal Fury, Samurai Showdown, and The King of Fighters. On our recent trip to their headquarters in Osaka during EVO Japan, we were lucky enough to see some of this history firsthand with a personal tour of their in-house museum, featuring all sorts of SNK-related memorabilia and artifacts.
Hello, SNK のショールームへようこそ。今日はですね、SNK 大阪の本社ビルの中にある SNK のショールームの中から非常に貴重なアイテムの数々を紹介させていただきます。かつて SNK が発売していた家庭用のハードウェアの
Nothing amazing happens here.
これはですね、
Everything is
90
ordinary.
年に発売したネオジオ、それから
Yo, Hidoko, thank you for the 4 years. Welcome back, welcome back. Yo, Van, what's good, man? Yo, Van, I got a question for you. So I found out about the Guilty Gear leaks and stuff, right? Theoretically, hypothetically speaking, of course. Not that I would ever suggest or recommend or want anyone to do this, because this would be very illegal and just, you know, unethical. But if someone wanted to, How easily could they use that source code to like yoink that shit and turn it into like a Dragon Ball game, or better yet, like a Naruto game? Like, you know, just like hypothetical, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just say if, you know, someone just, you know, like if I just wanted like Naruto Strive for the one time, like I'm saying, like how. But of course, I would never suggest, recommend, or want somebody to do that. That'd be illegal, unethical, and like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, William Font, what's good, man?
これなんかすごく人気のイラストでですね、キングオブファイターズ98のポスターのイラストなんですけど、実際はこれぐらい大きなサイズなんですけど、これぐらいのサイズで描かれていたっていうようなものになります。こちらですね、覇王丸、サムライスピリッツの覇王丸が実際使っているフグ毒という、刀の模造刀になります。覇王丸が使っているものを実際商品としてファンの人に届けたいということで、日本の伝統工芸のですね、京都の東山堂っていう刀職人の方にお願いをして、でそこで協力いただいて作った模造刀になります。はい、とても高価な値段で販売されてたんですけど、たくさんの方が買っていただきました。最後こちら紹介させていただきます。これは現在進行中のプロジェクトになります。スタジオ24っていう日本のフィギュアメーカーですね。そこの稲坂さんっていう造形師の方が画廊伝説スペシャルのキャラクターを順番にこう一体一体作って回ってるんですけども、その中で今このラインナップが発売されてます。とても精巧に作られていて、でこの後まだ出ていないダックキングですとかアンディとかジョーとか今後続々と発売予定となってます。はい、これもすごく人気の商品です。はい、どうでしたでしょうか。かなり貴重なアイテムの数々見ていただいたと思います。これからもですね SNK どんどんいいグッズとか出していきますので、応援の方よろしくお願いします。
Pretty sure it's happening as we speak, to be honest. I mean, hopefully not. Arxis will 99% chance sue you into oblivion. Like, I've heard things about behind the scenes going on, and dude, if anyone has it, I suggest deleting it immediately. If you thought Nintendo ninjas are bad, the art system with ninjas are worse. Let's see.
And then there's also a ton of online resellers who sell really amazing costumes. There's just so many opportunities out there to get into it. So it's a lot easier than most people think.
So actually this is my first Evo. So I wanted to make it special by cosplaying as the character that I love. And this is actually the first fighting game I got into, Street Fighter 6. So I was like, why not?
So for me, I would say my favorite personal cosplay is obviously.
Are they revealing any DLC?
It's a character that
I don't know. I don't work for Namco. I'm going to Evo this year. See, the way my bank account is looking.
Second favorite costume. I have his default outfit.
You feel me?
People just seem so happy to see, and I just really love making costumes.
I have 0 confirmed trips for the remainder of the year.
Just learn more along the years.
It is unlikely that I will be going anywhere. But we'll see.
Shout out to Harada for making this character. You know what you did, bro. You was in your bag.
To be honest with you, I feel like fighting game developers, their character design is so top tier. Because I feel like for fighting games, you have to have characters be flashy and be colorful, and I really think that's what appeals to
If you're on the fence, you should go.
It's just having like a really cool look and a really cool
Muy
flair.
interesante.
And I think a lot of
I mean,
fighting
keep it a
games
stack. Like, it's really just a matter of money.
like,
I don't know if I can afford the trip this year. It's like Evo is so unbelievably expensive, man, and I also hate Vegas, so it like makes me like less inclined to want to go. Like, I like Evo, I just hate everything about going there.
The cosplay community has realized like there's a really good community at fighting game events and at majors, and it's very warm and welcoming to cosplayers. And I just think people are starting to realize like, oh, cosplay is a thing. You can cosplay at these events, and I think it's just drawing people in because I love anime conventions and I love going to them, but personally as a cosplayer, I was burnt out. So cosplaying at majors like Combo Breaker and CEO, it's kind of like rejuvenated my passion for this craft because there's so many amazing cosplayers showing up, and I think it's because we've just established a cosplay community within the FGC that's just warm and welcoming, and it's like, yeah, you can cosplay here, like it's cool. Even just today being Friday, compared to how many cosplayers were here at EVO Saturday last year, that number has tripled. So I just think it's just word of mouth, and people.
I need to do another subathon.
This is a really
honestly, I don't think I want to do another subathon, like maybe ever, because I have commitment issues with completing my goals, and I feel very guilty about the fact that it is now May and I still have goals that I have not finished. And while I do believe that I genuinely will get to them at some point, I don't think it is ethical for me to continue to do things like that. So I might not do another subathon this year or for the foreseeable future.
Cosplayers compete with our work. Basically, you get judged by a panel of judges. They look over your work, your costumes. They might review your progress, and it's really just competing based on your craftsmanship and your skill. There's different awards and different categories, but it's definitely quite an exhilarating feeling to win. It's just a really good way to kind of bring the community together.
If I had to pick a favorite genre of music, what would it be?
It's where everybody comes to throw down. And what
I mean, if I had to pick just one, like I feel like hip hop just is like the default, you know what I mean?
So competing in cosplay is just, you kind of have to change with the times. If people are 3D printing, you got to look into 3D printing. If people are doing wigs a specific way, you have to look into it. You have to keep upgrading your game, upgrading.
But like that's a boring answer.
And that's kind of how we compete with each other, is solely based on craftsmanship.
Did we reach the Japan vlog goal and all? We did, and I have them all recorded. I have like hours and hours of footage that I just haven't compiled into actual videos yet because I'm an unethical creator.
So this is Chun-Li's design.
The hip-hop genre you align with the most?
You know, Chun-Li, she's been like the fighting girl, kicking girl all throughout the centuries.
Whatever genre you would consider like the Juice WRLD, Little Uzi, like that kind of sound, you know what I'm saying? Like SoundCloud rap, I guess, but in the best way. You know, the good wave of SoundCloud rap. You feel me? Now, I had a feeling then, but that's what I was trying to give you something more specific, but I don't really, you know what I'm saying?
Iron-on vinyl cutter type situation. It jammed up my vinyl cutter. So you know what I had to do? Cut everything by hand. I probably drew this design 3 times, on the mock-up, on the pattern paper, then on the iron-on. And then I had to hand place everything one at a time to make it all line up. And also, again, she's a full woman. I am like 1/64th scale of a woman. It was really hard
1/64th scale is crazy.
Down to my front panel size.
I gotta clap my nigga. What?
As far as the future of cosplay goes, I definitely want to see more contests.
Take a lap, bro.
I think having costume contests at majors is a great thing. It really shows cosplayers that the events care about their costumes and the community. I definitely
Are you just in the funk with YouTube grind or just IRL be life and both?
Events. We've got a really great community that we're building here, so I'm really excited just to see more people show up and just to get it bigger, get cosplayers on stage, giving out medals, cosplayers, you know, walking out players, just make the cosplayers feel like more welcome in the community than they already do. And I think we're getting there. I think we're on the right track. So I really think for me, I just would love to just see cosplay like go to the next level at these events.
All right, here he comes. Man needs no introduction. Daigo, the Beast, Umehara, the god of Japanese Street Fighter. It's Daigo!
For all these years, he still make me just go, no.
まあよく聞かれますよね。なんかもう別にレジェンドなんだしいいんじゃないとか、もう別に頑張んなくてよくないみたいな言われますけど、まあその根本はやっぱり好きなことっていうのがあるので。何回ですか？20回はいかないと思いますけど、まあ17、8回かな。2003年にあったんですね。カリフォルニアの大学を使ってやっていて、ただ当時は日本で闘撃っていうその他イベントが似たような感じで複数タイトルを同時に同じ会場でやるというイベントが先にあったので、ちょうどその4つの
Emo rap? Yeah, let's go with emo rap. Probably my favorite. And I think that's because like my second favorite genre of music, like outside of hip hop, is pop punk. So I feel like rappers who have like that very clear like punk influence. That's kind of like my favorite
ゲ
shit.
ームセンターに行ってで自信もすごくありましたし、まあ、年齢も若かったですし、でただその後2003年2004年くらいまではその気持ちを持ってたんですけど、
It's time for Street Fighter 4!
まあ、会場が大学っていうこともあって規模は今とは比べ物にならないぐらい小さかったんですけど、あまり感じなかったですけど、振り返るとすごくいい価値のあるイベントというか、だったなと思いますね。でその
Denzel Curry has the punk sound a little bit. The problem with emo rap though is that there's a lot of niggas doing it who are like, it's a very saturated genre, but I think most of it actually sucks. This is the funny part.
Just needs to get the super, that's it. It is, and he got it.
I feel like Reina has become like such an insanely popular fighting game character. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I see so much fan art of her, so many cosplayers of her. Like I think she's become like, I don't want to say iconic. I feel like that word gets thrown around too much, but it feels like she's going to be like a new staple, like legacy, like popular mainstream character, like in the FEC.
What's going on,
Gotcha,
everybody?
man.
Watching from
For
wherever
sure.
you're watching from in the world. Welcome once again. Man, I've been waiting to say this for a long time. Welcome to EVO Japan 2025. My name's Maj Obama, and I'm joined by none other than the boss, Mark, man.
Boy, Mark, man, with them reimagined UNC things on.
Dude, I feel super good. EVO Japan, Nisen Nijugo. I'm feeling this. And I'm happy to be on the mic just to watch this Tekken because I know there's been a lot of Tekken going on. I've been following from the background, and I know the players that are in here. I'm glad we have some variety. We got Japan, we got Korea, we got USA. Who do we not have?
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Where's EU? K-Wiz was here. Like, there's some killers.
This is a sensitive topic. How you come on? Though
I thought that was
Damn.
These are sensitive times, Steve. Yes, you don't,
Why and why he only call out K-Wiz? Why not Joker, who was like one of the bigger shit talkers? Why not Spag? You know what I'm saying? Not that he's a player, but Joker was there. K-Wiz is there. I don't know if Spag is there. I really don't remember, but fucking Kita was there. Goddamn, I think Kaizoku Lars was there. I know he might not have been. Why he single out K-Wiz?
Placers and potentially top 5 if the bracket, depending on how the bracket shakes down, that these players are going to be in pursuit of, but also the right to call themselves EVO champion here at EVO Japan 2025.
Beautiful to be here and actually see this, man. In all honesty, it's a big thing for us to be here talking about Tekken 8, especially for it to be one of these big qualifier spots. But we're going to send it over to Justin, and I think he's hanging out with Yipes. Let's take a listen.
What's up, everybody? We are back for day 3 of EVO Japan 2025 at Tokyo Big Sight. If you guys don't know, Justin Wong, IFC Yipes, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Just chilling here, just waiting for some matches. Psycho! I'm just waiting for some cool matches. Obviously, I'm waiting for Street Fighter 6. Psycho!
Everything is
Hopefully I'm saying that right, but I know I'm waiting for Mena RD and Momochi right now.
Yo, Demon King 88 Ron. Thank you for 35 months from me. I greatly appreciate that. Wish we could go back to real Guilty Gear, but I don't think that'll happen since Strive is so successful. What is real Guilty Gear to you?
Who failed you?
I don't want to say
Damn, 75
failed.
months.
I just say
I know you a
the one
founder,
that
but damn,
lost
I've been
the
streaming
final
that
match,
long?
So it's obviously my
That's
fault.
crazy.
No blames on the teams, but besides that, ET, King of Fighters 15 champion, he won last year, so he actually defended his championship from 2024. Kasa Usagi actually got his first EVO champion win for Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, and you know, obviously Daru, we know him playing Ino, travel around the world. He actually got his first EVO champion yesterday for Guilty Gear Strive, beating Arx's World Tour champion, Red Ditto. And like you mentioned, Menardi, he might be a back-to-back EVO champion, and you know, you're rooting for him. Obviously, Momocha is also one of my favorites, but Tekken, USA representative Shadow is in losers top 8, man. Like, are you excited for all these matches?
Absolutely. Look, shout out to Shadow. I'm seeing it on Twitter. It says this is his first top 8 ever at EVO, so any EVO. So I'm pretty excited for him, so hopefully he brings the goal. Absolutely.
Okay. But besides that, make sure you guys tune in to all the events like happening today. Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, the finals of Top 8 for Cooperation Cup for Third Strike, the 19th version of
How do you feel
Virtual
about the
Fighter
song
5
Falling Down by
Rebel
Lil Peep and Next? I'm
Tribe.
assuming you're a fan, but just
It's a
double
lot of
checking.
fighting
Yeah, I
games,
like that
and
song
I'm so
a lot.
excited to watch them all. Let's throw it back to the casters so you guys can
Shawty,
get into the matches. We'll see you soon.
like walking on a bed of nails.
Thanks, Justin and Yipes, for sharing the moment there at the stage before we get this thing kicked off. But look, man, we've been talking about this top 8 bracket for Tekken 8. They've been talking about the cast here, obviously in the absence of the Pakistani army and just the dominance that they've shown in this game.
I like Lil Peep a lot.
In that Korea.
Lil Peep is like another perfect example of the type of like emo rap that I do fuck with. R.I.P. Bother me, tell me awful things. You know I love it when you do that. Helps me get through this without you. If anyone that needs the bracket, oh yeah, let me fix the bracket, man. Actually. She was the girl with the broken smile. She was the one. He was the one. Bracket command is updated. Also, chat. Remember how I've been talking about, I mean, for a while now, but even just last stream, I really want a new 3DS XL. Comped one. Yeah, I found one for a really, really good price. Unfortunately, it is the Galaxy one, which I really don't want. And it's funny because I just was with Dado, you know, in San Diego, and he got one, and he also got the Galaxy one, and he didn't want it. But like the deal I got was too good to pass up. And I'm gonna just put a case on it. Yo, Cypher, what's good, man? The Galaxy want to sell ass? I'm putting a case on it immediately.
All right, we got the intro of the Tekken World Tour Season 2 kicks off here. Oh, he said we was good. I think he said we...
Yeah, but we got Michael and Harada coming out on stage right now.
How do you know that?
I can hear Japanese, bro. I mean, I don't understand it.
Oh, wait a minute. Yo, Murray.
Oh, wait. He got them Fear Foe things on.
He got
I just had those on yesterday. Talk to me. Talk to me. Hold up. Is Harada's shirt a hint at something? 'Cause I feel like he be doing shit like that.
So,
oh wow.
Harada has a lot to talk about today, so he has his memo, so please allow him to reference them partway through.
Go ahead.
皆さん、鉄拳8、ご存知のようにシーズン2迎えまして、
Oshinoko guest character? Nah, there's a hint somewhere. It's not that blatant, but it's... I mean, he could just be a big Oshinoko fan, but I feel like
特に競技を重視されている方々の間で非常に不評だったということは分かってます。で、いくつかパッチはもう当たって、だいぶ改善はしてきているんですけども、これからさらにどうするか。
And this is not a flattering angle of the venue and make that shit look dead as fuck. I know it's super early, so I'm sure there's a lot of people who aren't there yet, but
we realized there were a lot of drastic changes. Many things, especially the competitive scene, was not
lucky Chloe, because idols. No, you might be onto something.
So we completely understand this. We have been making some changes so far, and we will continue to do so. So we hope to talk a little bit about that today.
はい。で、実はですね、
Alright, let's hear it.
バランス調整とあとランキング
I heard balance.
チューニング
Sounds like the
が入ったものが
the new patch is coming next week.
And so coming next week,
Yes.
is the next balance update, and also some changes to the matchmaking logic, and we'll be talking about that a bit.
Yeah, because the matchmaking right now is pretty bad.
バランスのチューニングと、さっき言ったランキングマッチの調整に関しては別にその来週1回で終わりっていう意味ではなくて、ここからコンスタントにさらに、皆さんのフィードバック見ながら、調整していきますので、見守っていただけるとありがたいかなと。
And obviously, these kind of updates to the balance, not just the balance, but also the rank match, isn't just a one and done kind of thing. Obviously, we will be monitoring the situation and continue to make adjustments when needed.
で、たった今ですね、そのチューニングの今後の方針であったりとか、そのランキングマッチのロジックの、方針含めて、今ネットにちょうど、公式サイトアップされたので、皆さんチェックいただければと思います。
And so, regarding the overall direction of this time, the balance patch, as well as the changes to matchmaking, what's the thinking behind that, the overall direction? These 2 points are covered in a release.
So May 13th, we're getting the patch. So in just a few days, actually, and we're getting it on Tuesday, as tweeted out by the official Japanese Tekken account.
さっき言ったのはまあ本当にサマリーだけですよね、方針だけなんで、パッチノートに関しては、細かい調整の
Patch notes will be coming about 10:30 a.m. Japan time, May 13th.
パッチが当たる朝。
Yo, John Shinigami, thank you for 11 months. I'm gonna turn the lights off real quick.
パッチが当たるその日の朝の、5月13日にアップロードされますので、それもチェックしてください。
We realize you're wondering about the patch notes, and they will be released the day of the patch, May 13th, JST. So that morning we will have the fine details, all of the plus minus frames and the small details about the changes for this patch will be available at that time.
はい。で、もちろんさっきも冒頭に言ったように、その後もですね、そのランキングマッチのロジック、チューニング含めてさらに皆さんのフィードバック見ながら調整していきます。実はもう来週当たるパッチよりさらに先の作業ももちろん、どんどん進めてますので、今後も期待していてください。
And so after the patch is released next week, we'll be monitoring the situation. Obviously, we already have, as we've mentioned previously, we are working on other patches as well. And so as we monitor the situation, we'll make adjustments accordingly where necessary.
はい、かなりなんでしょうね、ちょっと競技シーン向けの話が、多くなっては、しまったんですけど、一応今日そのチューニングとか、調整ね、含めたもの以外の部分ですね、皆さんコンテンツももちろん楽しみにしてくださっている方も多いと思うので、その映像も、持ってきました。
And so we realized that the topics we're currently talking about is mainly geared towards the competitive scene. And we realize that there are many fans out there who are looking forward to new content. So we brought a little something for you as well.
Hey, talk to me. Talk to your boy.
意外とコンテンツの方が拍手が起きるっていう。
Kunimitsu, Kunimitsu.
About the balance changes, but it seems like everyone's waiting for content, right?
はい。じゃあ
I'm not gonna get what I want, but hopefully somebody happy by the end of this trailer.
トップ8なので、このシーズン2の荒波の中でも、結構頑張ってきてくれた選手が、かなりレベルの高い戦いを見せていた
I think Lei is a good possibility. Just please do not be Marduk or Fahkumram. I'd take damn near anyone else. Bruce, Armor King,
the competitors who in the current circumstances have
Lei.
done their best in preparation for today, and we hope that you'll give them your biggest applause.
Or even a newcomer, like a completely new character as well. Wait, no, we're not getting that one till later, right? I forget the order of
So
they,
please
but
check
they
out the
said.
footage, and then let's look forward to top 8 after that. Thank you all.
All right, come on, talk to me. Talk to me now. Talk to me now. Oh, shuck it, duck it now. I'm hype. I'm hype. Please don't disappoint me. I have hope for the future of this game. I just need this DLC to be sick. Oh man, they fucking debated us with the goddamn World Tour trailer first. Alright, bruh. Alright, bruh. Are we gonna get to see that new Pac-Man stage or whatever? This song go kind of crazy.
Your luck is run out.
That's gas. That's gas. I know people don't care about costumes and shit like that, and the last thing people are worried about are microtransactions with the game in its current state. But wait, what the fuck? I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. But you know, I ain't mad at it, I guess. Oh, yo, I forgot about the tiger costume. Okay, old Dragunov. Yo, show me Tekken 4 Jin with the white fit and Tekken 4. Matter of fact, just add all the Tekken 4 costumes. Okay, you know, well, whatever. Yeah, there's the Pac-Man. Hey, it's kind of sick. Hey, I was going to say, are there still going to be stage interactions? Of course there are. I kind of like it. I kind of fuck with it. I ain't gonna lie. The stage look kind of lit. Are they gonna hit us with the all right, that's all, and then walk off stage and then come back and then oh, one more thing, like their grandpa from Jackie Chan Adventures, and then hit us with the character trailer? That's cool, I guess. I don't really be in the fight lounge ever, but man, I mean, they've been saying all the right things, and you know, things look promising for the future of this game with the update that we're getting next week and then the one coming in June. Hopefully those are really good and a step in the right direction, because I want to be excited for this game, man. I'm down for like the merchandise and stuff and costumes and all this extra content in the game. Character time? So like, this is all great. This is all great as long as we get the game in a good state with these future patches. And before Devil Reina. Is that Fahkumram? Boo! Boo!
He came down, he dropped in, and he's back.
I mean, look, I know a lot of people was actually saying how they wanted Fahkumram to come back. I know a lot of people.
And a lot of people were saying
got
they
their
didn't
wish. They got their wish. He's back. Oh man, I can't wait to see the guard breaks happen in real time. Oh my god.
I did not hear the crowd cheer for that at all, by the way. Did not hear the crowd cheer for that at all. Somebody happy, but it ain't gonna be me. You know what? Actually, let's just throw the whole game away. Let's just scrap season 2. We don't even gotta, you know. Okay, here's my thing as well, man. The numbers can't have told them that like people really like Fahkumram like that, right? Like I know he got played a lot competitively because he was broken, but like
capital of Tekken right now, bro. That's Pakistan's house now. But I will say it's a very strong
Anna
showing
and
for a lot of
Fahkumram
these
to kick off season 2.
competitors that have been big names and big winners.
Yeah,
when it
I
comes to
thought
Tekken
season
in the
1
past.
was pretty ass. I'm not gonna lie, season 2 is somehow shaping up to be even worse. I thought season 2 was very underwhelming. I thought season 1 was very underwhelming with the character pass. Because like you got Eddie, who should have just been base game. Lydia, who was just DLC in the previous game and should have also just been base game, right? We get Clive, who, I mean, cool, whatever, guest character. I don't like guest characters. I hate Clive in this game. I think he's extremely obnoxious. His animations are very unfitting, and I think he's poorly implemented, and I just don't think he belongs in the game. But I understand the Final Fantasy 16 hype. You know, great game, cool character, whatever. But I just, you know what I'm saying? And you got Heihachi, which, okay, they killed him off just to bring him back. Like, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But like overall, it's just like extremely underwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Then you give us Anna, which is a nightmare in this game. You know what I mean? But I get it. Anna's got like a cult following. Okay, whatever. But, and then Fahkumram? If that next character is Marduk, if that next character is Marduk,
he's another one of those players who kind of towards the latter half of the year, you kind of didn't see him as much.
this might be like the worst run of DLC for any game ever. I'm not gonna lie. If the next character is Marduk, or if Marduk is even in this season at all. Well, no, because the next character is a returning character, and then the final character is a brand new character, right? If the next character is Marduk, this is the worst run of DLC for any game ever. On God, no cap. Anyway.
7 and 8 has been currently constantly good and higher in the placement. One of the only few players out there to take out Arsonage, as well as the only USA representative here in this top 8.
Anyway, Twitch chat, y'all want to run some predictions for these matches?
The best placing American player, but again, he's making it happen again. Who we got here?
Ulsan, we already know. Ulsan, definitely considered one of the most dominant players just in Tekken in general. Made a stunning return and a return to form on top of that, taking out some of the heaviest hitters that was dominating at the time, now making a top 8 appearance. And of course, the TWT current champion and one of the strongest competitors when it comes to Tekken. He don't stop. I'm going to call him Tasty.
I don't want to sound like I'm being a doomer, like pessimistic or ungrateful or anything like that. But I think it's extremely lame to recycle DLC like this. You know what I mean?
Matchups especially are going to be, it's going to feel like high stakes. I think especially on the
I think this
side,
is extremely lame.
I mean, we were talking about this backstage, Mark. It feels like that Knee versus Mogold set, that one is one that everyone has
And
their
granted,
eyes on,
I want
but you
Kunimitsu,
can't
who was
look
also
away
like
from
a
these
later
moveset
DLC character.
with Ulsan
But like,
in lower end bracket, with Rangshu in lower end of the bracket.
I guess I'm just being a hypocrite then because I don't like Fahkumram. I don't know. But I mean, I felt this way because like I like Lydia. I still thought it was very lame she was DLC. So I mean, like that feeling is just like
you know, the way that this is going to play, and obviously there's going to be
exacerbated, or I guess like amplified by the fact that it's Fahkumram. Because even when Lydia and Eddie like got announced, like I was like, all right, cool, I guess, but like they really shouldn't be DLC. But them just like recycling like all the same characters is like
maybe the winner of that potential match too.
Malu and Mangja, you're talking about, right?
I literally was going to say, I think Mangja.
who won in Tekken. The top 8 has not actually started yet.
I think Law has
Bring
been
back
one
Christie.
of the most consistent. I feel like he's been playing
I mean, I wouldn't be mad
Tekken
at it, but
for a while, and I think he does it really well. And on top of that, Mangja has been one of the people that's consistently been showing out with this character, showing you just how strong he is, no matter what, across the board. And I think he's a sleeper. You were typically used to seeing players like Double showing up with the Law, but now we.
I feel like since they're new characters from Tekken 7, it's weird to pay for them again. Agreed. You know what I mean?
Jack
like,
got a move called Make Some Noise. How you feel about
was
that?
Fahkumram the last DLC character that was added to Tekken 7? I can't remember. But it's like Lydia and Fahkumram were like brand new characters to Tekken 7 that we already just paid for in DLC in the last game. It was Lydia. Lydia was the last one. Fahkumram was before Lydia. Either way, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody gets some.
It's
Rip your
just-
arms off. All right.
Oh my God!
But like we said, you know, for a few of these players, felt like towards the latter half of the last year, they kind of fell off. You didn't see them really like out on the road as much and being able to post as much consistent results. But seeing them here with a resounding presence here. Players like Pina, players like Mao, players like Mangja. These
bring back
players,
OG Michelle, bring back Gom.
Think about what they add to this.
Feels like the same with Street Fighter, just do what people want, but we want two Fatal Fury characters and Fahkumram and Bison as DLC again.
There haven't been too many opportunities where we've been able to see Raven be able to perform at this level of an elite tournament, or even Jack for that matter. And their paths to get here, bro. We got to talk about that. Manga's run to get here. Over XCC, over Daniel Motto, over Yojin Boy early on. Mao over Anakin,
yeah, it was good,
over
Ram.
Lowhigh, over Al, over Chicory.
Big Fak is back, baby. Bruce is way cooler than Fahkumram. Yeah, I agree.
Ikari, over Shonen, over Pina, over Hendo. Knees run, check this out. Chai, Pika, Hazare Metal, AK, Rangchu, and Akil.
God damn. And he too-old a lot of those guys. Yeah. It was quick set.
I'm trying to think about it though, right? So
just to go back to
the colors are an indicator to some extent of the upcoming character, right? The next one is purple for the character that we get in autumn, and it's a returning character. So to me, that could only be like Julia, Kunimitsu,
he was working with the spread, especially towards the, I'd say, like
Bruce.
The middle part of last year. You saw him out there in DreamHack Sweden where he was able to secure his EWC slot. He was running that kind of combination of Jack and Victor at that time.
Speaking of the EWC slot, you know, all these players obviously vying for that spot. Ulsan already
who else could purple really be? I'm thinking Julia, Kunimitsu, Bruce. One of those three.
Able to sneak into that top 4, we're going to have to play.
Or Armor King. It could be Armor King or Armor King.
Somebody's going
those
to
four.
be another high stakes like that DreamHack Sweden, that DreamHack Summer event that happened last year. We might have to see some 5th placers. Might have to play a 3rd potential set.
Oh man! So now we also Pina.
Hey, Yuri, E-Man, E-Machine.
Character variety. I think Raven is one of these characters that really got so
much
stronger when it came to this season 2 update. Very annoying to deal with. Pina's been so dominant with the character throughout the years. Now he's got an even stronger version of this Raven character that he's mastered essentially, and now I feel like this is a return to form.
In Japan specifically, I felt like Pina and maybe Keisuke were the players that if you looked at the beginning of Tekken 7 and then you looked at the end of Tekken 7, those were 2 of the players here domestically that made the biggest jump nationally in terms of level of play and I would even say consistency to a degree. But Tekken 8, the hot
I don't know anyone who genuinely likes that character.
An issue for someone like
he got played a lot when he came out because he was just unbelievably broken, right? So I'm sure his usage rate was really high, which makes it look like it's justifiable to bring him back. But
no faith in this character in this particular matchup, and it felt like he just
I actually really likes Fahkumram.
So it's interesting when you check the season 2 patch notes, the 2 that we've had by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I felt like Raven the whole page. I just saw
I saw a lot of people want him or Bruce on Twitter.
Minus 20 becomes
Twitter not
minus
real.
14.
Also, this fucking
14 becomes minus
arcade
13.
stick right here, I want this shit so bad. I don't even play it. Maybe I'd get like a leverless one, but I wish I was there. I would definitely cop one of these. Even though I don't need it. That shit is just the prettiest stick I've ever seen.
Pina got his groove back.
I mean, I'm glad you talked about his confidence, right? Like, we know that that's a major part of his game.
Remember the Native American girl? Yeah, well, I mean, I don't.
You know, he's not a method actor.
Is Michelle actually Native American? I don't remember, but I think you're talking about Michelle.
Like how he's feeling, and when he's feeling good, when he's feeling confident, he's bouncing, he's happy, and it feels like his quality of play and his decision making is really solid. But when stuff starts to not go his way, he ends up in scramble situations and things don't go his way. You can see he wears dread on his face. This kind of stage and him being back here on this kind of stage, I wonder how he's going to react to that, especially in a long set against someone like Shadow. But the thing is, too, this is his home turf. Shadow, on the other hand, you guys talked about earlier, had great success in his run at the finals in this same country not, 4 or 5 months ago, right? For him to be able to find a top 8 spot at this tournament on this stage like that again, that says something about there's something about Japan. I don't know. He starts eating some of the food out here. He starts feeling good. The performance adds up.
I would say we point to just I will go back further. The end of Tekken 7, and even like a little bit before that, Shadow has consistently been like cracking that top 16, cracking that top 8, getting into the TWT.
He is also a student of the game. He will try out every single character in ranked, in tournament. He will try to learn the
How does one
matchups and,
sell
of
their
course,
digital copy?
Try to be the best player he can be.
I went to tournaments with him where he would win. He won tournaments, locals in other states with Yoshimitsu, with the Heihachi. He would do that just so he can learn how to get a proper understanding.
Let's not forget Fak was like the fucking blueprint for all this dumbass guard break bullshit we're dealing with now, so you know he's going to be so much fucking worse now. Yeah, no, I'm trying to imagine Fahkumram in Heat, and I'm foreseeing myself uninstalling the game again.
They said, to close out this game for Season 1.
I really hope these upcoming patches are good, man, because
it's an ever-losing matchup, unfortunately for us. So in their absence,
Yeah, and that's my thing, right?
Korea obviously with resounding presence in this top 8.
Yes.
6 of the 8 slots in here.
I just don't like the character,
clear,
so I'm just
Julian
extremely
Popperson,
biased.
right? But you got to
It is
talk
what it
about
is.
USA. Bruh, the weekly events that we've had.
Anyway, chat, so I was going back to the 3DS. Can anyone guess what the very first 3DS game is that I bought?
In Japan.
100.
King Ray Jr. shows up to a 90-man bracket with some of the same players that you see on the stage.
And they all did well here during the tournament. We got
Big
Jimmy
up.
J,
Yeah.
Anakin, everybody was putting in work.
And now look at who you see on stage, Shadow. There's something. The American players that have committed to traveling and have committed to the game, no matter what happened this patch or that patch, the players go and play, bro. The ones that show up and play, look at the success that they're having. And the ones that show up in these online brackets every week and compete in spite of whatever condition.
Exactly.
You know, when they commit to the grind, the results are showing, and that's what's cool about this. The other thing about Shadow, too, you got to talk about his run in this tournament. So everyone in loser's bracket, the person that they lost to is still in the tournament, except for Shadow. Shadow
Pokemon
lost to
XY,
Gosane earlier in this
no.
tournament.
Animal Crossing, no.
I saw
Tekken,
Gosane
no.
last night
Persona
walking
Q,
in, he was like,
no.
man.
Sonic and Mario at the end
And
of
the
the
best
games,
part is,
nah.
so he loses to Gosane in this
Was it
bracket.
Zelda, not
Since
Kid
then,
Icarus, not Monster Hunter?
Generational run, bro. He's 11-1 right now in the bracket right now. He went on a tear through losers. Over Higem, over Shonen, over Yagami, over
I can't
Ao,
believe it's
over
actually
Chanel,
Fahkumram, man.
over Akil after the loss to Gosane. Pino, on the other hand, lost to Mogold, got dubs over John Ding, Sharp, Matsuba,
Mega Ruby, it's not a
and
Pokemon game.
Ulsan.
Oh my gosh.
Shockingly.
That's how Ulsan got into the loser
Yep.
side.
Ulsan lost to Pina.
I think with
Then had to go over
Kunimitsu, it's not
Yorex,
as bad just
Tai,
because, yeah,
Kudans,
she was added at the end of
Lohi,
Tekken
and
7, but
Daniel
she's still an
Mato
OG old
back to back to
character.
back.
Granted, it's
Raichu
a new
after his
Kunimitsu
loss
to me
to
that's still
Knee.
more hype than two brand new
Over
characters that have
Toko,
almost no real
over
following.
Aladar, over
I agree,
Big Timo,
especially two
over
characters that were like
Matsuba,
new
over
to the
Sarah,
game
over
that you
Yorex,
just paid
over
for.
Chicken
I don't know
in the
why
making
in my
to
head it
this
feels like
fight.
Kunimitsu was like earlier in the game than she actually was. But like if Lydia was deadass the final DLC character, in 7, again, my memory of like the order of the DLC is like
no matter how you
is
feel about
off,
this
but
patch, that patch, whatever.
and then she was
You can
one of
see
the first DLC characters
timeline
in
that
this
we're on
game.
right now,
Like that
right?
shit's extremely
The theme to
lame.
me with Tekken World Tour and just with this game, competitively speaking, right now is the players are going to play. And the big thing is there's a lot of think about how we even got here. We had to go through 2 patches in the past 4 weeks. The key word here is adaptation.
Are we good?
Oof, bars.
I think I dropped some
thing
frames
is,
there for a
the
moment.
Players, I think, this year are going to be tested in a way that they have not really been as tested as
It was
severely
Fak,
before
then Kuni,
in
then
terms of
Lydia.
their ability to adapt their strategies and adapt
That's
defensively to
funny.
how the game
Are they really about to bring
They
back
just
that
use
whole
lots of
season of
things. We got 3
DLC?
patches lined up for the next 3
They brought back
4
Lydia in
months,
season
right?
1, so if the
game
next
is about
one
to change
is
a lot consistently, and it's about to
Kunimitsu,
change quickly.
I'll
So
be
I think
excited because it's
this-
Kunimitsu, but also
this
like
year of
ethically
this tour
that's
is gonna feel
or
very
like, you know,
different
from
for
a
some players.
consumer
So, like,
standpoint,
you
that's
can theory
extremely
fight a
lame.
little bit. I'm thinking about some players who maybe have a roster of characters where they rely mostly on their core
SMT
Tekken.
Strange
You know,
Journey?
think about like
No.
players like Kokomo who run like
It is an
Drag,
RPG though.
might run Drag, might run this. Think about how, the options that they have with that kind of approach, where you could just week to week, you can be like, who's higher value? I can just go to this.
Twitter's on
Whereas the
fire, I
character
bet. Anyway,
specialists, the
prediction
players
going
that
up
are
for the
more
first
honed in on
match.
one
We
player,
have
one character, and then they have a
Moy
sub
Ill
that might be a
versus
little bit more
Manja.
difficult for them. They might have to make harder adjustments to that.
You know, I'm glad you said that, man. Shout outs to Arslan Ash, man, one of the GOATs out there. He just recently started tweeting about, like, hey, I'm really starting to get the grasp of how to, like, control the pace of this game versus some of the stronger
Go ahead and
opponents.
place
And he's starting
those
to talk
bets.
about
Test
switching characters
your
and moving
might.
on and on. He has been one of
Xenoblade?
the main
No.
components of a player who has been doing that consistently, and now he's starting to get a hand on it. Now he's starting to play these bigger characters.
And I always got to call it out, man. It takes time for these players to do it.
It does, bro.
There
It
was a
does.
time where it was like, knees washed. He's never going to do anything again.
You know how
Bro,
they
look
talk.
at where he's at right
You know,
now.
I remember literally looking at a
Man.
tournament from my house and tweeting like, oh, Knee's starting to play Tekken 8. Like, I remember seeing it happen, and now you can see him showing up in these top 8s, beating some of the names. You're like, well, Knee's washed. You know what I'm saying? You know how people talk.
It felt like it took a few months, but I remember that moment in Tiger Uppercut, right, when he
Yes.
started to really play the game.
Yes.
But that's also a theme of this. Not every player is the same. Some players are the kind that maybe they just might take a while longer to cook and adjust, and then finally, when they make those adjustments, they're very good at, like, honing skills like that, right? Some players have a vision on how the gameplay is shifting, and they're able to just, like, kind of just on like in a fluid motion, just adapt to what is the strongest win conditions and how to set up for that.
Yeah.
And they're able to employ that into the gameplay very quickly after seeing it. Not every player is the same, and that's kind of what I'm saying is like the format and the approach that you're going to have to take for the tour this year. That might be really difficult for some players more so than others.
I mean, I'll go back to John Ding, right? John Ding not in this top 8, but he's one of the players that when he came to Tekken 8 Eddie, he completely, I feel like, kind of shifted his play style. He was like, yo, I'm a pop heat. You don't know how to fight it, you're dead. And even him having these backup characters, the Asu Senna on the back burner, and now he is even like, I have to switch this up. He has to change that style even more so, because you can't keep running back to that same wheel expecting this
Bravely
different
Default?
results or the same
No.
results.
Is that game good
Now
though? I've
have to
heard
deal
about
with
it.
Up front. And like you said, adjustment.
Fire
is
Emblem
the name of this
Awakening?
game.
And I'm not saying it's
Yes.
going to be easy either. I think
Yo, Eli, thank you for the super chat. Just started Persona 5. Wish me luck. Hey, good luck. You're about to play one of the greatest games ever made. Hope you enjoy
it
it.
would be to see Mao say, you know what, I'm gonna be a pro. Let me try. I'm gonna pick up another random game right like that, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna see that, bro. These guys are locked in.
Yes.
Any
they're
interest in
playing
playing
at the
Expedition
global
33?
league
Yeah,
level,
I got the
they're
game.
Tekken players, right?
Yes.
So the thing is, he has no choice. Like, he's gonna have to adapt.
Yes.
And here you see him locking in on Jack. I'm curious to see what the strategy is here for Mangja. How well he's able to, of course, adapt to whatever Mangja, Mao's approach to this matchup. Obviously, he's going to try to space him out a little bit. Let's see what the reads are in terms of Gamma Charge, obviously, in his Gamma Stomp stance.
Yep.
But these players are going to have to adapt, and I'm curious to see how it plays out.
It's going to be real activity on the side of Law, right?
Yeah.
Awakening is my first Fire Emblem game. I heard it's really good. I bought that game for a specific reason, and I can't wait to play it once my 3DS gets here.
But game 1, top 8 EVO Japan 2025. Tekken 8 goes down now. It's Mangja versus Mao Il. Let's get into it.
Korea versus Korea matchup to open up here in the subconscious. 4-4-2, put that boot on him immediately. Mao Il with the 2-1, that high mid string control.
Yeah.
And Mangja looking to get in on his turn.
Fire Emblem
Start that
Awakening,
pressure,
man.
starting with the down back 3 there.
One of the things that
Such, I think I know the reason.
going up against Mangja, you
You probably do. You've watched me long enough and know me well enough as a streamer. You're probably right. I think I know you knowing me well enough. I know what you are. I mean, I also just always wanted to play that game, but then I found out and I was like, oh, now I definitely got to play that game. Because I've become a big fan of the Fire Emblem series ever since I played it for the first time. But
Oh, and the punish there with the 3+4.
Gunnar, light.
That's a successful bait, right? It makes you wonder how much that interaction has gone down between the two of them.
You know what's crazy is
let's talk about some Gunnar shit. Not really. I mean, like, yes, if we're just being like generic about it, but no. Like, I mean, there is a specific, you know what I'm saying? Monster, would you like to inform the people?
Yes.
Oh, speaking of interrupt, breaks the guard.
The success on the particle barriers has been crazy for Mao Il. And look at the reward here. This wall pressure. Adding chip.
Keeping
Gamma
him there,
charge?
but that was a great low
crouch
punch there.
jab.
I like that. He's able to take the momentum back here. Goes for the mid. Did not get a clean hit after it.
Sliding with nunchucks.
Down 4-1, and you've already seen how Mung just started to like.
Gotta be Camilla. No, she's in wait, she in Awakening too? She's in Conquest, right? Conquest is in my watch list on eBay, by the way.
Oh, and that's another thing about Tekken 8 that we're starting to see people do. They know that armor's coming. They're actually going to go for the throw. Take that turn, take it back. Even if it's not a combo starter throw like Law, at least you get the momentum.
Yeah, I was like, this kind of throw is especially cheap just because of the reward you get.
And it gives you a better way of dealing with these characters with high-profile armor moves that can break you.
Oh, the follow-up.
No way.
Damage. Oh, the adjustment. He missed
He
the
almost
last hit.
died.
That could have killed.
Spring kick way on him. Drill, baby, drill.
Put them in a blender. Make a smoothie.
Activation here.
Heat burst.
And he's healing up. He's going to heat dash cancel the follow-up here. This is a lot of damage, but he has rage as well.
Indeed.
15 seconds left on
Farja was a great selling point for that game for me.
A lot of stuff. You got to imagine the stages that he has going through his head.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Nah, but like I never really knew what game she was from until recently. Like I knew, because like obviously my Fire Emblem lore don't go too deep, right? I haven't played that many games, but I always been like, damn, great character. And I was looking into 3DS games and stuff like that, and I was like, well, I know what I'm buying first.
He gets benefits for it.
He got to be using H&R block or something, man. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works out.
I don't even know if she's good in that game. All I know is she will be in my party no matter what, and I will be doing a lot of investment into her.
I mean, us King players got to be careful.
You got to be careful. I don't want to put myself
How many Fire
in the
Emblem
right
games have you played?
situation.
Only
My man
2.
was like, yeah, bro, we got a nerf knee. No, how you nerf knee? Like, and he's
Yo,
still
Abjo
really
was good. I'm
at
doing
the
pretty
game,
good. I
and now
can't
they're
complain
fighting
too
back
much
and
other than the
forth
fact they
about the
fucking
tools
added
that
Fahkumram to the
should
game.
change, but
That
it's
last
all about
round,
utilization.
that
Fire
last
Emblem
round
Awakening is my
got
brother's
kinda
favorite
dicey
game.
too.
I've heard it's a great game.
Success with
I'm
the
really
particle
looking forward to playing it.
barriers.
I'm
He got
actually
a
pretty
lot of
excited.
HP back, and then he just started working the full
What the
crouch
fuck?
mix, giving a lot of lows to Manga in the process, but all it took was that one slide in the nunchuck sequence to just undo it all.
And watch how they change up the spacing now.
Yeah, I did see that Ram, and that feels like it shouldn't be allowed, but like I guess they have that right, but
Yeah, we in the Evil Arena.
the problem I have is with the wording where it says if they think you're doing it or if they suspect, like as if they don't need.
Potentially do some damage.
Is the PS5 overheating again, bro?
Check.
You don't like fuck? Fuck no.
That's unfortunate. You hate to see it at all levels of play, but it seems to be a controller malfunction. We'll let the team figure it out here. But
I think
man,
the
as you were saying
PlayStations are overheating again.
Going at it,
That happened during
having that
Guilty Gear
scramble at
Grand
the very end,
Finals.
I feel like Moyle had control early on, but again, it's
Again, yeah, this has been a
reoccurring
reoccurring issue throughout the
You
event,
can see him
actually.
using a lot of 2-jab, trying to space out and at least try to force Law out into like range 1, range 1.5. But then it's the combination of that 2-jab.
Yeah, I
fishing
bought
for
Fire
kind of
Emblem
more
Awakening,
to
and I think I'm going to buy
see working the
Conquest
glow jabs
next.
a little bit. But for Law, something else about this version of him, he has range too.
I also want to get
Exactly. Yeah,
you got this one and you got that one.
I want to get obviously I want to get all the Pokemon games, but I have Devil Survivor. I have SMT Devil Survivor, but I want to get Overclocked.
But I don't in a 1st to 3 format like
Now
this.
that I've finished
I don't know
Pokemon White, I was thinking
how
about starting up a playthrough of
particle barrier like that.
SMT
It's
Devil
such a risk.
Survivor,
It is
but
such
now
a
that I
risk,
haven't
and, you know,
he
got a
has to be called
3DS
out
on the
for
way, I
yet,
think I want
but
to just
he
get
has to be
Overclocked
cognizant
and play that
of,
instead,
hey,
because it's
what
just this but better, right?
I mean, we saw it at the beginning of that game. He started playing back at range 2, range 3. Law has those tools now, and now you see the particle barrier starting to be not that big of a thing.
Awakening and
Literally,
Echoes
it
are
was
good.
that fast. We saw it
You might
like
like
4
Fates.
times
You got a
in that
3DS
first
XL?
game,
Yeah, I
and
got
now
one on
they
the way.
instantly
I
like,
found
you
a
know
really
what, I
good
need
deal
a
for
little
one
more
on
space.
eBay.
But obviously, Law is going to have to commit a little harder because otherwise he's not going to get that knockdown. Those pokes aren't going to do it. We know Jack has the damage to take you out in quick succession, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, and it's on Mount to just try to keep him out, or if he's going to make his approach, he has to be able to intercept, because the way Law can apply pressure and the just mental damage that his pressure can do to you on defense.
Historically, by the way. Historically, by the way.
It's not fun to deal with, especially when you're a big body with a weaker step, you know?
Yeah. But let's see what's going to happen up there. Obviously, I think they're going to go right back into it. All right, here we go. Maui with a round on the board with the sidestep.
Yeah, big whiff.
Okay, so
Controller malfunction
on Manga's side.
Yeah.
So Mao able to take the round. Working full crouch here.
Yeah, they're calling that like Manga's fault and like his controller, but I really feel like that was probably a console issue, not really his problem. Who's your dream guest slot for this season of Tekken? I don't like guest characters.
Off the wall. Dragon Cannon to close it out.
SMT4 and SMT4 Apocalypse, if you can get a hold of them. So I have some of those in my watch list. I didn't look into it yet though. What's the difference between SMT4 and Apocalypse? Is Apocalypse a sequel, or is it like Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden type beat?
Especially on a walled stage like this with bombs to back you up, give you a little bit more insurance. Double cross chop, and here we go.
Give him the hug.
Bow finds his launch.
Noise.
Gonna find the wall as well. Activation.
Keeps him there.
Yeah, wants to
Follow
retain
up.
it.
This is Nasty Oki right here. What's he gonna do?
Sherman
get
stomping
up?
him, working the lows.
The second hit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what a call out. And he's got heat, so you know what's going to happen. He sidestepped left to realign, gets the wall, actually messes up
He
the
got
combo.
super lucky there.
Drop it on him.
Essentially, it's a sequel. Okay, so I have to play SMT4 before I play Apocalypse, right? I can't just get Apocalypse and it's like SMT4 plus more.
See what he does here. How's he going to deal with this?
And look at him, just second guessing now, going for some of these options at this range.
He was having a lot more success earlier on, especially like had a lot more confidence.
I should get
in the
both, is
jackhammer.
what you're saying.
Now all of a sudden you seem like you said second guessing himself, a little bit more hesitation.
I love the delay.
Oh, he just shimmy.
Counter.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm glad you called it a shimmy. Delaying the string, seeing what the reaction is. That's a trade, another trade.
Sequel from a different perspective during the first one. Oh, so it's like Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory.
For a counter hit, not gonna get it.
He has to be careful right after this mix up. Oh, he went for the grab.
That was so smart, though, because he could have went for particle barrier, and that was like the thought process to think ahead of time. I like what you're doing, Mongja, but you're in danger. The wall, the lows are back in play.
This nigga Mongja is cracked, boy.
No explosion necessary.
He took it. That was crazy.
Oh,
they hug it out. They thug it out.
Oh, my gosh. That was sick, though.
That low parry was clutch.
Yeah, it was
You
very
ever played
clutch.
Chrono Trigger?
Man,
No, I've
you're
never
seeing,
actually
like,
played Chrono
natural,
Trigger
like,
before.
evolution,
I know that's
adaptation
gonna
in these
blow some
games.
people's
And
minds.
I love how it was kind of spelled
What type of
out, man.
3DS
We
you
talked
have?
about the particle barrier,
I got
we talked
a
about the
new
controls and how
3DS
to deal
XL.
with it. That's one of Jack's best and
I don't have it
strongest
yet, though.
tools, having that
I just
as
bought
an
it
option.
yesterday.
And on top of that, it really does make you second guess what range
Yeah, I
you
saw
wanna play at
Ash.
and how confident you play at said range.
Batman, what's good, man?
I mean, you said it too. It's like
New prediction going up for Mogul versus
the
Knee.
options that Mao was using, especially the great success in game 1. But it's also Mongja was able to almost like use Jack's range against him. He kind of just like made Mao okay, if you're gonna keep fishing in that range, fine, I'm gonna wait just outside and then just get in on my terms, and it worked out.
One of the things historically Jack has had an issue with is range, right? Like, and he
I never
still
did get
has
around to trying
upgraded the
Octopath.
tech in
I want to
games
get
where
that game.
he
I just
can
never,
move across
you
it.
know,
So,
my
I mean, obviously, he
my
still has
backlog
advancements
never
to
ended,
deal with
and
it,
I'm
but
only
even
adding
Mongja
more
still
stuff
having
to
the
it.
ability and the know-how to be like, look, I know the tools you're going to use. I'm going to call you out, because otherwise, particle barrier, heat dash, run in. He could have closed the distance, but you can see Mongja just playing around it the best way possible, and Law has the tools to do so.
So that means. Oh, go.
I would say I feel like that set was a lot closer than it was what it indicated in terms of games. But again, with this type of game and this type of version of the game, everything is brutal.
Okay.